There are still dragons to kill and Euraxians to deal with. But now it is time to celebrate. Take a few moments, talk to our friends, then enjoy yourself, champion. You earned it. Just what you would expect. I listen to problems and I try to find solutions. I suppose I must coordinate with our allies in the Dominion at some point, and there are still stray dragons and Euraxian deserters to deal with. So, the usual things. It is time for different adventures, Fiveclaw. I must lead my people and erase the memories of the Usurper Queen. May her name be blotted from the histories. Of course, I may find time to slip away and explore a ruin or two. Every now and again. Just what you would expect. I listen to problems and I try to find solutions. I suppose I must coordinate with our allies in the Dominion at some point, and there are still stray dragons and Euraxian deserters to deal with. So, the usual things.
Thank you for helping to restore the bloodline of Enequina Walker. It is good to see a Khajiit once again on the throne of Rimmon. Gashia apologizes for all the formality, but she had to be sure before she bestowed the Main's blessing upon Chimera.
I came to Northern Elsweyr with an impossible task. I took command of the militia and sought to free Rimmon from Euraxia's grasp. With your help, we accomplished so much more. You have my thanks for that, champion. As always, I go wherever the Main needs me. For a while, I remain in Rimmon to provide Queen Chimera with whatever assistance she requires. You know, I watched Chimera grow these past 6 years. She will be a better queen than even I imagined.
And
Wasn't that a beautiful ceremony? Not quite on the level of the time I attended Moloch Ball's first Daedric Titan unveiling and Soul Shriven Impalement celebration, but beautiful, just the same. Next, having given it a thought, it's enough trouble keeping track of the past and present to bother with what happens in the future. Maybe I'll finally build that little house on the edge of Cold Harbor's yawning chasm. Ah, the vertigo. Well, certainly. Eventually. It's my home. Besides, who would all the soul-shriven look up to if I never returned? Have no fear, my friend. If you ever need Catwell's sword again, I'll rush to your side without hesitation. You have my word.
All hail the greatest diplomatic assistant in Tamriel! Let us celebrate our accomplishments by drinking mead and exchanging friendly headbutts. Rigor doesn't consider any mission complete until he can't remember most of what happened. Rigert will go wherever the winds of diplomacy take him, friend. Rigert refuses to rest until Tamriel's races are all sitting together peacefully, drinking mead and singing songs about... mead, probably.
Ah, my friend, it is good to see you. This is a welcome change of pace, don't you think? Shining faces, regal attire. Oh, after our time in the Ashen Scar, I could use some pomp and pageantry. Very well indeed. Mother Mary has taught me a great deal since the redemption of Aruncal. If not for my friendship with you, I'm not. She seems very wise for her age, and wise rulers rule well. I'm a firm believer in the idea that you can judge a person by the company they keep. The fact that both you and Gareshri vouch for her speaks volumes. She will make an excellent queen.
I'm glad that the Cygnus Irregulars were able to lend Queen Chimera our support. Helped make up for all the evil Euraxia brought with her to Elsweyr. Now where's the music? I didn't spend the last 6 years learning Khajiit waltzes for nothing. I hate the idea of mercenary companies, but without an imperial government in place, that seems to be what we're reduced to. Luckily, Chimera has accepted our offer of assistance and has agreed to employ us. As engineers and aid workers, of course. A few. You'd be surprised how many of their dances can't be accomplished without claws or a tail. I do hope they play the waxing moon, though. I find it rather elegant, and it's the one best suited to my tailless posterior.
This one's heart sings at seeing Chimera crowned queen. Her parents would have been so proud. Thank you, my friend, for getting us to this moment, and for helping Zamorak find his way back to his true calling. Zamorak will always be an adept, but Queen Chimera has agreed to accept me as her claw. This one will protect the queen and serve her as best he can.
Last time I was in Rimmon Palace, it was on business. Well, certainly seems you've sought out bigger game since our time in Hakkoshe. A dragon, I believe? Or several, if the stories I've heard are true. You'll have to excuse me if I don't trust you to get rid of all the beasts. The sooner I'm back in Morrowind, the better. I don't say this often, but it would be best to stay on your guard. Not this time. I just doubt this dragon business has been entirely dealt with. Best to be prepared for what lies ahead. Besides, it would be awful if you wound up dead. You were marginally helpful after all.
Queen Chimera. She is all official now. This one suppose that means more messages for Lirjazi to carry. Ah, well, this one was too good at being a spy that no one realized her true calling. Being the Queen's messenger isn't the worst job, yes?
Five Claw! Raz heard what you've been up to, and you didn't call your friend to help? Has Raz wronged you in some way? Killing dragons, moving moons, putting long-lost heirs back on the throne? You almost make Raz feel inadequate. Almost. Queen Irene wanted to make sure this coronation went as smoothly as possible. You never know what sort of mischief can happen at events such as these. Raz will be back in the thick of things soon enough. The Dominion can't function without him. Let us leave what happened in Maryvale back in Maryvale, yes? Besides the possible damage to Raz's sleek reputation, this one would rather keep certain individuals out of his professional life.
Charles, once again Hadaras finds you in the thick of the madness. Perhaps you did not leave 2 moons at Tenmar with all your wits about you. You seem to throw yourself at undead and dragons with reckless abandon. Hadaras came to inform Gareshri of the happenings at Dumun's temple, and to deliver another vision from the Moon Bishop. Saizenza takes what she sees with a pinch of moon sugar now, but she was certain there was truth in his prophecy. She saw a dragon with a broken horn, and a warrior with a great mane on his chin. They joined together to spawn children cloaked in scales in order to take down a terrible tyrant. Her words, not mine, Walker. Hadaras does not know who or what these things represent. That is for wiser minds than his. The only thing he can say with certainty is peace and tranquility are not in our future. Perhaps Lord Garashri will find a more optimistic interpretation.
Yushia hoped she would see you again, Walker. She very nearly didn't. The Moon Gate was a costly victory.
Mizik can't believe the tales he has heard. Dragons, moon gates, eclipses. Oh, so much excitement you've seen, and so many heroic things you have accomplished. Certainly a step up from the work we did. Yes? Mizik is doing very well, especially after being invited to this ceremony. Never did he think he would be witnessing a Khajiiti coronation in Rimin Palace. Is this one's hat on straight? His whiskers burnished and bristly? That is good to hear. Mizik would hate to make a bad impression. But this one is sure you have many others to talk to. He will not keep you, Walker. Remember, if you are ever in need of an investigator, call on Mizik.
To think that we would next meet in the Palace of Riemann of all places. Hopefully I can make some friends among these nobles. After all, the House of Histories is always in need of generous new donors.
Congratulations on saving all of Northern Elsweyr. Makes our time together seem tame, no? Hopefully, I can convince the new queen to take an interest in our museum. After all, there's so much Khajiiti history we have yet to share.
Fiveclaw! This one is so glad to see you. Great halls, noble guests. Very different from Numaya's humble ranch, yes? This one has high hopes for Queen Kamira's reign. No stinking poacher would dare invite the wrath of such a ruler. The prowl recovers. The beasts and the land slowly find their balance once again. There will always be poachers. Numaya knows this. But with their leader dead, the threat is far less dire.